Hello Pisces, this is your August forecast and I am super excited to talk about the eclipses and what it's going to be doing for you this month. This month, August 2017, is going to be a game changer, and we've got a whole list of beautiful aspects and nice drive as opposed to the tricky aspects that we did have in July, which could have been a little bit difficult for some of you to tackle. The planets weren't just be too nice to us, but this month they're all making up for it. All right, so listen, we have a full moon lunar eclipse, we have a solar eclipse, and so August 7th, 15 degrees in Aquarius, it's showing up in your 12th house. Now, lunar eclipses bring with them the endings of, right? And some people get a little anxious and they go, ooh, what's going to end? You know, what's going to be eclipsed out? Don't worry about it. What you want to do, in fact, Pisces, and I know it could be easier for you than most other of the zodiac signs, is to let go gracefully. Because why? You know how to trust. It's in your nature. The universe will never take away or eclipse anything out of our life that is still pertinent and important to our soul growth on this planet, right? So we'll only remove those things that have been weighing on you, which no longer hold any purposeful point in the future. And by removing it, it will come in with a new solar eclipse later on in the month and open up the doors, and it's going to be visual to you. You will see what it is going to bring as far as gifts. And let me tell you though, it's a strong solar new moon eclipse. Now, we know that in the new moons, we always plant our seeds, right? That is the time of the month where we have until next year when the new moon comes back in the same area to give us growth in this area. But since it is a solar new moon eclipse, well, it has the power of several new moons. So the area it's going to show up in, 28 degrees in Leo, will be in your 6th house for day-to-day routines. That is what you're going to see that's going to shift. So the universe is shutting off on something that has to do how you've been working, the way you've been working, the hours you've been working, whatever that deal is. I think you're just going to be happy and relieved for it to go. But then you're going to see here how you're going to be working, structuring, and organizing your day-to-day routine is what is going to be the consequence of it. Now, what I really do like too, because since that new moon isn't coming before the 21st, you're already ahead of it. Why? Because the sun and Mars is already in this area, the 6th house. And wherever the sun is, when we do our solar forecast month to month, that is where our attention is. That's the sun, the essence of who we are. So you're already focusing on how can I change up my routines? How can I become more effective? What dead weight do I need to cut so I can flow better, right? Mars is there to kind of come behind it and cut off all these old branches. So you're active, you're already aware of the things that you're desiring, right? So in the meanwhile, that full moon is going to come in, and then the new moon, the solar eclipse, will come in and just, you know, put the dot over the I, so to speak, and cross the T's. You're definitely, as one of the zodiac signs, going to come to feel this profoundly. And I feel it's because if we talk to people in general, they talk about work, you know, it's work, and then they get tired of work, and you guys don't really see it like that. You see a labor of love because you do those things that you love to do. And in fact, if there's anyone in the zodiac that never has enough time for all the things that they want to do, that's you, Pisces, right? I mean, I think that many of you would wish that you had a 72-hour schedule. 24 hours comes and goes too quickly, and what a waste of time it is to sleep. All right, so this is why I'm thinking this is really going to do you a great, great benefit. Now, for those of you living on the path of the eclipses, you're really lucking out. We will see it all over the States, and it's not coming back for a few more decades. But those of you living on the path will have the best view. I put up an extra video just for the eclipse itself. There's a map there, so you can see. Some of you might be traveling to go see it, which is, you know, people from around the world are coming to the States just for this event, just protect your eyes, okay? It should be beautiful. But as we start off the month, I'd say there might be an expense, and expenses, you know, we always do have that, but this could be maybe an unexpected expense, or maybe you wanting to purchase something that you could come to regret. Not that you will, but you could. Why? Because Jupiter and Pluto's there, so that gives us this impulse need. And sometimes, you know, we plan what we want to purchase. Other times we just see it and we go, wow, I want that. And then we regret it. There's 2 of those dates. The rest of the calendar for August is fantastic. But there's 2 dates I want to bring to your attention. That is on the 4th, because that's not just talking about pocket money. We're not saying that you're just going to go spend 25 bucks. You know, this could be expensive because Jupiter is involved, Pluto's involved. They're both money planets and they're both big money, okay? So it's not pocket change. So if you're going to purchase, you know, a new car, a new home or whatnot, or anything, new furniture, look at it, and if you're feeling that you're being impulsive, just wait a few days. On the 10th would be a much, much better day. You might see things differently. You might find a better price, for example, because Mercury is going to be with you with Venus. There's harmony, there's flow. The Sun and Jupiter are in a beautiful aspect, so you're going to get a better deal for one. But you will not come to regret what it is that you invest on the 10th. Jupiter is in your 8th house, you know, so here there's a lot of Jupiter, and so it could be you needing to adjust something too. Financially, it could be a loan, a refinance, something that you might want to focus on and adjust. Just so if something wasn't right at some point, you might go and look at that, and then this aspect can help you to do so. But bring your notepad out, your calendar, and circle the 12th, because Neptune, your ruler, Pisces, is going to do the golden dance with Venus. We know Venus is romance, Venus is love. Neptune is the higher octave of Venus. So when they come together, we're talking otherworldly type emotions, out-of-body emotions. It's that heightened frequency, right? And so I always like to say that it has that soulmate signature to it. If you're single, you know, don't sit at home. Right now you could be that magnet to attract somebody with the very thing, the talents, the skills, the type of spiritual energy that you're looking for in a partner. You might find him or her on this day. And if you're in a relationship, well then, see, get the candles and the wine out, and you will just have such a perfect time. Now, whatever you guys are experiencing on the 12th, Saturn's going to ask you the next day, did you like this? And if the answer is yes, he might just lock it in for you, because Saturn's coming in with a golden trine to the Sun, which is you. Now, so Neptune for you is in the 1st house, and you know, you're spiritually growing. I mean, you were born spiritual, Pisces, right? But having Neptune in your 1st house, you're really embedding new qualities. You're polishing the facets of this inner diamond of who you are, right? A lot of you are coming out more spiritual. Some of you are coming more out artistically. Whatever that Neptune is for you, as long as we have great aspects to it, we're doing great. You know, you psychically, you're definitely growing. Metaphysically, you're growing. Whenever Neptune is negatively aspected, well, then it can bring out those lower vibes of Neptune, which could be addictions and so forth, and not feeling too clear at where we're navigating. But this is a beautiful, beautiful aspect. The 17th was the 2nd day of money, where I said be careful for impulsive buying. Venus and Jupiter both rule money. And so you might just, you know, regret it a couple days later and saying, what was I thinking, right? So that's money out the window. But on the 20th, you know, if you still want it, so it's better to look at it, go home, think about it, and then you can come back. Saturn and Jupiter will definitely find what it is you're wanting, needing, and at a better price. Not only just that, but Mars is your physical drive and energy. It's really working on clearing out your day-to-day schedules, right? We talked about that early on in the reading. Now being aligned with Jupiter, Jupiter is now opening up doors for you where you could feel that your new field of vision and energy is opening up. And I feel too that on this day there could be perhaps a settlement coming in or an agreement coming in. This could be from a partner, it could be from a banker or an investor that you can take some action on. Maybe something contractual coming in, bonuses maybe, you know, but it's a great day, good news, and it's all leading up to now, the big day of the month, which is the 21st, the solar eclipse, the new moon solar eclipse. And not only do we have that on the 21st, but the day is starting out with the sun, which is you, with unexpected news from Uranus. Uranus for you is in the second house of money and income. And so there could be news about money, there could be a check coming in for you, there could be a new type of income stream that may open up a new door for you. Whatever that is, Uranus is going to make sure that you are appreciating it, because not only do they come together here in a beautiful golden trine, but the new moon solar eclipse, which has the power of many new moons all together, is opening up that very door for you on this day, the 21st. Loving it, loving it, loving it for you. I know you will too. And then Saturn comes in the day after, and of course everything is still in flux. It's not like it switches on, switches off like that. Within a day or two, all these energies are still working. So it's from the 20th to 22nd, right? But on the 22nd, Mars is exactly lined up with Saturn. Mars being your dedicated physical energy, your goals, your drive, your ambition, right? Saturn's coming in saying, have you loved these last couple of days? Is this what you want? You know, then this is what we're going to lock in. Saturn is at a beautiful trine. Saturn is karma. So it's like the universe is bestowing upon you all good karma that you worked for in the past. Suddenly now one door after the other is opening up and solidifying. Because good things can come, but easy go. But whenever Saturn is here, Saturn says, I'm going to lock it in. You're going to have that for a long time. This is what I truly love about Saturn. Now, we're ending the month with Jupiter and Saturn also coming in. So we have Mars and Saturn, we got Jupiter and Saturn. I mean, it's wonderful, right? Jupiter is expanding and bringing to you all this joy, Jupiter being in the 8th house, of now solidifying something of your investments and monies and accounts and so forth. Jupiter moving forward, it has picked up speed since June. So he's really dynamic right now, and Saturn being for you in your 10th house of career, I think that you can see that your career is going to be doing much better. Saturn's up here in the career house. You've been working for 28 years. He's still retrograde, but this month he will turn direct on the 26th. So on the 27th, here he is on his first newborn day, going direct again. Jupiter is lining up saying, you go, right, and fly. So you will see your career really pick up and speed forward here after this date with the blessings and the kisses from Jupiter. And so that is going to bring you into September. So I'm really excited to see what's coming up for you, Pisces, then. But before I let you go, listen, whenever the full moon, lunar eclipse, eclipsed out of your life, please leave a comment for your fellow Pisceans, okay? That means you might have to come back and leave it, or you could do it in the next month's forecast. And just so your fellow Pisceans can see what it did for you, and at the same time you get insight, what did it do for them. Same thing with the new moon solar eclipse. What doors did it open with all this excitement? It will give you more of a stronger feeling to connect with them, see what it did, and compare it to yours. And I know it should be good. So listen, click the bell, subscribe, and I'll see you there in September. Bye now.